Again, I got some messages from people who asked me, well, how if they've cursed somebody and if they think it's rebounded, how do they you know, stop the curse? It's extremely difficult, because when you basically create a curse and you curse someone, if it doesn't stick, what you're doing is you're creating a psychic or energetic bullet. And that psychic or energetic bullet you fire at the target. If the target is not aware or has a strong natural psychic defense or magical quality, or has magical powers and has protected themselves with an amulet or some other thing like a tattoo or something, it will ricochet back at the person. Now, this stuff about a comeback threefold law, no, it's all Wiccan nonsense. It doesn't work like that. There's some very, very good books I have here on old Scottish curses that are actually much better than anything this new age Wiccan bullshit. But what happens is the curse comes back as a rebounded energetic bullet, and then it lodges itself into the astral body of the person who gave it. And from that point on, it's almost like a kind of a magical septicemia. It starts to grow inside them. It starts to spread. Now, there's symptom. If you know, it's like we've all met these like women, these hysterical men who curse people for totally unjust reasons, and they're always the same. They have failed relationships. They run smear campaigns constantly. They're always going, poor me, I've been damaged, he's a bastard, she's a bastard, everyone's a psychopath, everyone's a narcissist, I've never done anything wrong, and these kind of thing, and they just drain the living fuck out of you. They're no fun to be around. Even people that fall for their smear campaigns for a while, after a while go, no, this is actually making me feel like shit now. That's because the magical septicemia is spreading out through the person's body. And it's almost like when you know someone has, years ago, like, you know the way animals smell each other's piss and shit? Like a goat in a field can know a cow has TB by smelling their urine, or the baby that's been miscarried. That's an old farmer's trick farmers did. They used to keep a goat in a field with cows, and if the cow miscarried, a goat was able to smell if it had TB or not and would piss on it. Now that's the kind of the same thing. You're noticing, I don't want to be around these fucking people, and that's the first thing. They become socially isolated, more and more, and they think they're not. They think they're like having some kind of crusade against this person they cursed, and the curse failed. They go into madness. They go into mental illness. They go into pure histrionic psychosis. Another one is, now the reason for this is because most people who curse don't have any real magical ability. If you have real magical ability, you don't bother cursing. You just don't do it. You just don't bother, because you have the protective force to absorb it as energy. Like, I love it when haters hate me, because what that does is it feeds me with their psychic energy. And all you have to do, I guarantee you, pay attention to these people who do this and watch them deteriorate very rapidly. They age rapidly. You'd very rarely meet a straight man who cursed somebody, because men, it's like one of those things that a real man doesn't give a fuck really, he just gets on with his life. It's just one of those things. And I'm not saying men are better than women, I'm just saying when it comes to this topic. Septicemia spreads. Now, it will attack parts of the person's physiology where they are most vulnerable. Now, so it's definitely, the first one is the actual breakdown in the energy system of the body, which is this area here, all around here, which is the energy system of the body. And as the energy system will deplete, so it will go into things like reduced blood flow, reduced iron levels in the blood, things like delusional psychosis will develop because of the lack of blood flow to the brain. If they're addicts, they will smoke more, drink more, take more drugs. If they're insecure, they become extremely insecure, paranoid, this kind of thing. It's totally a one-way down thing. Now, magicians often attract these people to eat them like vampires. You look at all of Crowley's women, especially Rose and the rest of them, they all ended up like a disaster area. Now people will say, oh, he was a horrible womanizer, but you have to look at these women too. They were a mess also. These were not. These were not innocent flowers that were plucked from a pristine garden. All these women came running to him knowing what he was like. And then for people to actually say they were victims is absolutely ridiculous. They knew the game they were playing and they rolled their dice and they all crapped out. It just happens that way. Don't get involved if it's like that. Now, Crowley fed off their energy. He fed off that energy. As Rose depleted, the Magus grew in popular status. Where's the proof of this? Okay, I nearly died last year because someone had cursed me, okay? You all saw what I was like towards 2018. It was a combination of this cult down in Cork, who I've actually made amends with, in a kind of a respectful kind of way, and also a few other people who were gaslighting me and messing with my head. And you saw my hair. It was snow white in December. By the time December came around, I made a video in Hanover talking about a pentagram on a church. I could barely get through it. Do you think for a second that I wanted any of that? Do you think that that was me acting it? Look at me now. Why? Because that invocation to Lucifer worked, and it sent all that shit back to all of them, except ones in Cork. They'll be all right because they would have taken precautions. But the rest of them, it goes back to. Look at me now. Compare myself to how I looked in late November when my hair was snow white. I look years older than I am now. And then there's a photograph I posted of me on Facebook. I'll post it here now. That's me. Sorry, I mean this one. Coming back from Germany. Now you saw what I looked like before I went. And since then I have energy like I would not believe. I have wonderful people coming into my life. I feel like I'm 20 again, the energy level I have, and I'm really loving every minute of life at the moment, and I'm meeting amazing people, and opportunities are opening up for me. Although I've decided really my future is probably as a YouTube star, and I won't be doing a lot of public speaking things because a lot of the courses that were set on me, they happen at places like that. They would have been like crazies coming up and kissing me and hugging me, or taking a lock of my hair, finding a drink a glass I was drinking from. So it's kind of dangerous for me to do that. That's not to say I won't, but let's put it this way: I won't be as approachable probably as I used to be, and that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't mean I'm distant. I'm very easy to like. So like courses have no effect on me. None. They just won't work. They just won't work at all. So that's why, like, you know, if you want to know someone who claims to be a magician or a wizard or a druid or a Wiccan priestess, and they are reduced to the things that I've told you about, it's because they have no magic. They've none. Zero. If they had magic, they wouldn't be bothered doing what they do and get on with their lives, do things like I do. Make videos, produce in the world. People want to be around people like me. This is why you're on my channel. I give you content that's interesting, enjoyable, and entertainment. I don't bring you down. Exercising my phobias. I don't pretend to be a family values man of a conservative moral virtue type. For fuck's sake, I came out of the New York goth scene. If I was to fucking write a book about my dick, it would probably be banned. But so what? I've lived an amazing life and I'm still living it. And some people just never will ever understand that because their worlds and their lives are so small. And this was all part of me building my magical charisma. Deal with it. And that's why the courses always come back, because those people, they don't live their lives. They're always looking for others to excuse it on, and they curse people and it flies back. Just look at me. Just look at, I am absolutely effervescent with charm and grace. Right? And why? Because magic works, and this is why you're on this channel. I'm not some cosplay druid who's walking around with a staff and a boner. I'm not some guy who's like pretending to be some great magician who hides his face like that, does all the dramatic things. That isn't wrong with that. I don't do that. I'm just a regular guy from the north side of Dublin who opened up a key to an oracle that has given me an amazing life and still continues to be an amazing life. Why? because I know the rules of the cosmos. And the rules of the cosmos are determined by the rules of magic and engagement. And not once have I ever cursed anybody, and I never will, for two reasons. One, it might come back at me, and second, as I'm always saying, their family and children will be damaged by it, and shame on you if you don't take that into consideration. If you curse someone and then suddenly their child is killed in an accident, shame on you. You have no right to be involved in magic, because that's the purest black magic. Dion Fortune was absolutely right when she said that Anne Crowley, that the only magic that isn't black magic is the magic concerned with the self, and the only magic that I have in me. But I'm extremely happy because I have everything I need, because I don't want anything more than what I already have. And you're here for that reason, and this is why this channel is booming. It's getting 500 subscribers every month, and this is only the start. And tell everyone about this channel. Tell everyone that I'm here. And I guarantee you, every time I upload a video, I bet your life is a little more interesting and a little more enjoyable. And remember that when you decide who your associations are and who you want to be around.